Alright, so welcome back everybody to another episode. Today my goal is to get into the Abyss and get the herring stuff, and then afterwards maybe attempt Slime God. I'm not entirely sure yet. It's kind of risky after all. But I will definitely take down Skeleton and go into the dungeon today. I did prepare a couple of things, or like finished farming the stuff that I wanted to farm in the last episode. I got myself the frog leg and bundle of balloons. So I'm gonna be using that. I will also go and farm the frostbug boots today, but before we do that I'm gonna have to start the Goblin Army. Because I haven't actually done that yet. Open battle standard, so here we go. And then after that I can go and farm the ingredients for the frostbug boots. I made the calcium potions, which are new and you can pretty easily make them, they don't take much. Let me actually show you the recipe. All you need for it is ancient bone dust, and it's gonna negate fall damage completely, which for skeleton, slime god and pretty much every boss until we have wings is amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy the potion exists. There's a new one, Calamity added in the last update. And there's also a couple of other potions that I will show off later in the playthrough. Before we do that though, there's also one thing that I figured might be nice to know for some of you, because I'm not sure if everyone knows. There was a comment not too long ago that pointed this out. So basically the damage of the Luxor gift summon depends on what you summon it with. So if I summon it with the Blood Clot, which has 8 damage, it's dealing 4... Those guys have defense or damage reduction, not entirely sure, but it's dealing about 6 to 8 damage, usually. So if I do go ahead and unsummon this one, and then summon it with the magical conch, which has 24 damage, and then unsummon the conch and get my normal summons back, it still does 20 damage. And it's gonna stay that way. You could technically even do it with like really late game summons, so it's a free summon slot. And the summon is pretty good after all, so... yeah, it's nice to have like additional damage, because you can get it up to like 30 or so with the conch. And I'm a big fan of it. Aside from that, there was another thing that I kind of missed out on. I downloaded the texture pack about a week ago and haven't played since. So I wasn't entirely sure if it had an update or not, but people were quick to point out that the version I had yesterday wasn't actually the newest version. So I did go ahead and update it, and apparently it has a Queen Bee sprite, a Wall of Flesh sprite, and just a lot of new sprites, including bombs for example, which you can clearly tell are different from the last episode. So yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I'm still like fanboying the texture pack, it's amazing. I love it. So I'm glad to see it still being changed pretty regularly. I don't know how many people are working on it and like how often they are, but it's amazing. I'm a massive fan of it. I do honestly think though that like using conches only could be a lot faster here. Yeah. They are pretty much made for events like this. Except for when they are up here. That's kind of an issue. Oh yeah, regarding the new Calamity potion, there's apparently also a potion that is basically an item loot magnet. I think it's like, what's it called? Ceaseless Hunger or something? Yeah. This causes you to suck up all items in the world, and it's just amazing. I think this is actually worldwide, so like if an item drops in the dungeon, we will pick it up. Kind of insane. 10 seconds duration, so it's like a toggle basically. But it is post-moonlight unfortunately, so I will keep the item magnet mod I have at the moment. It is still something really good though, because the item magnet does not affect the entire world. Got a couple of interesting things from the loot bags. But yeah, now we should be able to find the goblin, which I will do off screen, and then I will go ahead and get myself the frostbug boots, head over to the dungeon, because in preparation I did go ahead and build a small house here, right here. And then we will actually go and fight skeleton, explore the dungeon, go to the abyss, and, you know, do the thing. Alright, so I'm back. I did go ahead and get myself the frostbug boots, and it's night, so you know what time it is. We have 4 of those summons, the Luxor summon that's dealing 20 damage, and we could technically also have the fungal clump if I were to replace something, but there's nothing to replace right now. But we do have a couple summons, you know, it's kind of an army right now. So let's see how good it is against skeleton. And as a disclaimer, I don't have the wings equipped. It's just, again, as a vanity because I like the cape effect that they give you, even if you don't use them as actual wings. This time I didn't fuck up, alright? Summoner damage is so depressing. It is good if you have him be at the bottom and all of your like blood claws can actually hit. But it's really rare, so like it always happens after he stops spinning for a bit, and then after that you just deal no damage for like pretty much until he spins again. Hey, there we go. Okay. Wasn't all that bad, it just took a really long time. Thank God for calcium potions though. Like, immunity to fall damage in this fight is just a godsend. I'm so happy it exists, honestly. Saves an entire item slot or accessory slot, because usually I would run what's it called again? Lucky Horseshoe, I think? The one you find at the Flying Islands? I would usually use that to prevent my fall damage, but this opens up an entire slot, so yeah, big fan of this. Fall damage shouldn't be a thing to begin with, in my opinion. I hate fall damage in video games, but yeah, you know, realism and shit. Anyways, we did get the Book of Skulls and Bone Glove. Nothing important. Book of Skulls, I thought the projector might have gotten like a new animation with the texture pack. Like a new, you know, a new sprite for it, but I mean the book itself has a new sprite and I really like it, so. Alright, so there's a total of 3 things I want from the dungeon. I want the Cobalt Shield, just for like future crafting recipes, even though I'm not gonna be using it until I actually craft something with it. I want the Shadow Key for obvious reasons, and I do want to get the Bewitching Table for obvious reasons. Jesus Christ, the damage. There's gonna be a lot of resummoning though, because conches are not exactly a fan of walls, and the dungeon, you know, kind of consists of a lot of walls. We found the mechanic. I should have probably picked up the Old Ones Army guy when I saw him. The staffs you can get there are pretty good, so that's kind of a waste. Maybe I'll find him again. Old Ones Army should not be an issue anymore now. So I just died, and I gotta say that I noticed rain with this texture pack looks so good. I don't know what it is, it's just the I guess, vibe of the texture pack together with rain. I will say though that I decided once I got all of the stuff I want from the dungeon, I will call it an episode and save the Abyss and Slime God for the next episode. I still kind of want to keep this one boss and like one, I guess, major area per episode thing. I really like it so far. I do want to make, or like give the texture pack justice though and show 2 of the changes that have been made. So once we are finished with the dungeon... Oh yeah, this doesn't work. We also still have a copper pickaxe. Jesus Christ. Dungeon as summon is actually like really tedious because my summons just don't want to attack or cannot go through the walls. Like the blood clots are dealing like 2 damage because of the defense that the enemies have down there. And my conches are dealing, or like my hermit crabs are dealing acceptable damage. It's just that they cannot go through walls and they don't aggro enemies that are far away from you. So you see the issue, right? This is why proper resummoning would be really amazing. As far as I know, the mod that I tried a couple of episodes ago has been updated, so I do have to go and check that out. I didn't really have the time to do that today, but I'm gonna go and check that out though, because apparently it has some pretty good changes. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna end the episode here. I will continue to explore the dungeon and get myself a better pickaxe so that I can actually mine something down there. Then go into the Abyss and fight Slime God in the next episode. I promise the next episode will be a bit longer, even though this one might already be decent, I don't know, to be honest. With that being said though, see you in the next one and I hope you enjoyed. And well, see you in the next one if I survive the heat. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show off the changes in the texture pack. I'm in my Calamity Revisited world with the character, and basically this is what Underground Corruption looks like. Crimson has also been changed, but I will not show it off right now, I'm gonna save that for my playthrough. And then there's one last thing, Queen Bee looks like this. This is the sprite of the texture pack that I kind of forgot to show off because I didn't update. It is a significant improvement to the vanilla version though, that's for sure. I really like the look of it. Anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to show off. I will keep further changes for my playthrough. And yeah, now see you in the next one for real.